Imagine, a world not too far removed from our own, a world where the impossible becomes possible, where the unreal becomes real. On this world, a lonely alien being named Zorak exists. Zorak is not like us, he experiences emotions in a spectrum far beyond the human capability. Zorak, a being of immense intelligence and empathy, finds himself on Earth. He's not here by choice, but by a twist of fate, a malfunction in his spacecraft, if you will. Zorak crash-landed on our little blue planet, and in doing so, he opened up the doors to a world of human interaction. As Zorak steps out from the wreckage of his spacecraft, he's greeted by the sight of a world teeming with life and diversity. From the towering skyscrapers of bustling cities to the tranquil beauty of untouched nature, Earth is a marvel to behold. Zorak, with his extraterrestrial perspective, sees it in a way that we can't. He sees the beauty in the chaos, the harmony in the discord, the unity in the diversity. "Look at this world," he murmurs to himself, his voice filled with awe and wonder, so different, so vibrant, so alive. Zorak begins his exploration. He delves into the heart of the city, marveling at the hustle and bustle, the energy, the life. He watches as people rush by, each one with their own story, their own journey. He tries to understand their customs, their languages, their emotions. It's a challenge, but one that he embraces with enthusiasm. From the city, Zorak ventures into nature. He stands at the edge of a forest, the trees stretching up toward the sky like green giants. He dips his hands into a stream, feeling the cool water ripple against his skin. He listens to the birds singing, a symphony of sound that fills the air. Everywhere he goes, Zorak is met with diversity, different people, different cultures, different ways of life. He sees the beauty in each one, the uniqueness, the individuality. This is his new world, his new home. It's different, it's strange, it's unfamiliar, but it's also beautiful, it's also vibrant, it's also alive. And for the first time in a long time, Zorak feels a sense of hope, a sense of excitement. He's eager to learn, to understand, to fit in. He's eager to be a part of this world, to be a part of Earth. Zorak's emotions run deep, deeper than any ocean on Earth, and they're as bright and varied as the colors of the cosmos from which he hails. Joy, sorrow, curiosity, fear. He experiences them all in such a profound way that it's hard for us to comprehend. But Zorak is not met with the same depth of understanding. Instead, he's met with laughter. He's met with ridicule. The humans, they don't understand him. They see his differences, his unusual appearance, his alien mannerisms, and they laugh. They point, they tease, they bully. Zorak's emotions are not like ours. They're more intense, more raw. Each laugh, each pointed finger, each hurtful word, it's a blow to his heart, a heart that feels so much more than ours ever could. For Zorak, the world of humans becomes a world of pain. He tries to understand, to learn, to fit in, but the laughter never stops. The bullying never ends. Zorak is alone in a world filled with people. He's different, and that difference, that uniqueness that should be celebrated, is instead mocked. He's an outsider, a stranger, a joke. As the sun rises on another day on Earth, we find Zorak, our extraterrestrial protagonist, in a new light. He is determined, resilient, and filled with an ardent desire to fit in, to be accepted, to be understood. He studies human behavior, the way they talk, the way they walk, the way they dress. He mimics them, down to the smallest detail. He learns their languages, their customs, their habits. He even tries to dress like them, to look like them. But his efforts, though admirable, are met with the same laughter, the same ridicule. His attempts to blend in only make him stand out more. Each day, Zorak puts on a brave face and steps out into the world, ready to face whatever comes his way. He's strong, stronger than any of us could ever be, but the laughter, the mockery, it's too much. It's a constant reminder of his otherness, of his difference. Despite his best efforts, Zorak remains an outsider. His struggle for acceptance, for understanding, is a struggle that many of us can relate to. But for Zorak, the struggle is a matter of life and death. He's desperate to fit in, to belong, but the world of humans is a cruel place for those who are different. Even so, Zorak keeps trying. He keeps fighting. Because he believes, he hopes, that one day he'll be accepted. One day, he'll belong. And so, in the quiet of night, under the watchful eyes of the stars from which he came, Zorak makes a choice. A tragic choice. He decides to end his own life. Our alien protagonist, Zorak, finds himself sinking further into the abyss of despair. The pain of isolation, of being misunderstood, gnaws at him, an incessant reminder of the chasm between him and the world around him. Zorak, once a proud son of a distant galaxy, now a weary soul in an alien world, the voiceover begins, his heart yearns for home. A home that now seems like a distant memory, a dream that he's not sure ever existed. The scene shifts to a montage of Zorak's life back on his home planet. The familiar faces of his people, the joyous celebrations, the vibrant colors of his world, all serve as a stark contrast to his current predicament. His mind is a battlefield, torn between the need to survive and the longing for the familiar. The struggle, the pain, the loneliness. It's all too much for him, the voiceover continues. We see Zorak grappling with his emotions, wrestling with the decision he's about to make. His despair is palpable, his sense of isolation almost tangible. The scene ends with Zorak staring into the night sky, his eyes reflecting the twinkling stars from which he came. Zorak's story is a stark reminder of the pain that misunderstanding and intolerance can cause. It's a call to action for us all to strive for understanding, for acceptance, for empathy. Because in a universe filled with infinite possibilities, there's no room for ridicule, there's no room for bullying, there's only room for understanding, for compassion, for love. As the dust settles, the humans are left to reflect on their actions. They feel a pang of guilt, a twinge of regret. The laughter that once filled the air now feels like a hollow echo, a harsh reminder of their ignorance. The silhouette of Zorak's spaceship, now a distant speck among the stars, is a stark symbol of their loss. Zorak? He was different, one of them mutters, a newfound understanding in his voice. But different isn't bad, it's just different. The others nod, their hearts heavy with the weight of their actions. They remember Zorak's struggle, his pain, his loneliness, and they realize that it was their laughter, their ridicule, their lack of empathy that drove him away. We could have done better, another one admits, the words tasting bitter on her tongue. We should have done better. It's a sobering moment, a moment of realization, a moment of regret. But it's also a moment of change, a moment of growth, a moment of empathy, because in their regret, in their guilt, in their sadness, they finally understand what Zorak was trying to teach them. They finally understand the importance of acceptance, the importance of empathy, the importance of love. And as they watch Zorak's spaceship disappear into the night sky, they make a silent promise to each other. A promise to do better, to be better. A promise to strive for understanding, for acceptance, for empathy, because in the end they realize that they're not so different from Zorak after all. They're all just beings in this vast, infinite universe trying to find their place among the stars. In the end, Zorak was not just an alien. He was a being of immense emotional capacity, a being who deserved better than what he received. His story is not just a tale of interstellar travel and alien life. It's a tale of humanity and the consequences of our actions. In the grand scheme of the cosmos, we're all a little bit alien, we're all a little bit different. And that's okay, because in our differences, in our uniqueness, that's where we find our strength, that's where we find our humanity, that's where we find our place in the cosmos. And for Zorak, his place is now among the stars, free from the laughter, free from the pain. He's back where he belongs, among the infinite cosmos, a shining star among a sea of twinkling lights. As the dust settles, Zorak's story resonates across the globe. His memory isn't one of an alien outsider, but a symbol of change, a beacon of empathy. His tale, once a source of ridicule, now sparks a newfound understanding in humanity. People, moved by his struggle, start to see their own reflections in Zorak's journey. His story becomes a mirror, reflecting our own fears, our own insecurities, and our own potential for kindness. Images of Zorak are now seen in murals, in art pieces, in digital media, his memory etched into the fabric of human culture. His story sparks conversations, debates, and reflections. It leads to a wave of change, encouraging people to embrace diversity, to practice kindness, and to strive for understanding. The laughter that once echoed with mockery now echoes with acceptance. The pain that once stemmed from misunderstanding now gives way to empathy. Zorak's story has become a catalyst, transforming people's perspectives, shifting the narrative from alienation to unity. His legacy, once a tragic tale, now stands as a testament to the power of empathy, the importance of acceptance, and the infinite potential of kindness. In the end, it's not Zorak who was the alien, but our past attitudes. And as we look to the stars, we remember Zorak, not as an outsider, but as a reminder of our shared humanity and our capacity for change. Zorak's story may have ended in tragedy, but it doesn't have to be in vain. Let it be a reminder to us all. A reminder to be kind, to be understanding, to be accepting, because you never know when you might meet an alien, and you never know how much your actions can affect them. In the end, we're all just beings, trying to make our way in the universe. And in that, we're not so different after all.